Yo, so this is a Cosmic Tour GSC round two between Finchinator and Gorgie. And honestly, I've been pretty intrigued ever since his sign up into GSCPL to see a little bit, to have a closer look into what our fellow Finchinator must be bringing to the table. I think he has experience with other old gens. Um, I mean, if you consider Gen 5 to be an old gen, of course, that obviously counts. And Gorgie, formerly Floppy, now Rock Hard. Also a former contender, I would say, for the playoffs of SPL, belonging to the Circus Maximum Tigers. But, um, he made a really good performance up till week 9. So, yeah, this is a best of 3. Let's go into it. Oh, music. Music. Let's play music. Just some random ass music. I feel like I play the same stuff all the time. Alright. Yeah, that'll do. So, nothing too special here. 2 Snorlax leads. Most likely Curse, possibly Lovely Kiss, although more and more we see Sleep Talk Lax. It's really not enough to tell early on what this set can be. But usually the preference here is either to attack, as Gorgie did, or switch to Cloyster and get an early spikes like Finch did. So both very classic plays, and that's why it's hard to tell. So Cloyster goes with Toxic here, trying to catch the Zap, and then Gorgie switches to his own 4. Of course, he doesn't want to risk a Flamethrower, and he makes the correct prediction by switching to his T-Tar on the Flamethrower from Finch's Snorlax. So, yeah. I guess the benefits of a lead Flamethrower double-edged Snorlax that has the Body Slam is that it's not, screwed over immediately. It doesn't have to concede momentum into a Jinx lead. Of course, this can be tricky. Okay, so Gorgie goes for the risky play after having, spun, and then decides to raise spikes. I don't know if I agree, but in certain situations, it's better to remove the spikes than to lay your own. As you see in this scenario, Finchinator has a Marowak here. He possibly has a Rapid Spin Cloyster. Usually you won't be seeing Starmie and Cloyster on the same team as a Marowak. Doing quite a lot of damage here. Gets a Fire Blast off, outspeeds, of course, the 4E. Finch popping off, saying, hell yeah. We have I believe we saw this in SPL actually. Gorgie using a Smeargle non-lead. Yeah, to pass to Marowak here. Very tricky situation. Finch's Rhydon is forced to use Roar here. At this point, he can go for another attack. He makes a good prediction once more. Rather, Gorgie does not make the correct prediction because he would have to choose between switching to, say, a Marowak or Rhydon, or a Zap, depending on whether he wants to dodge one or the other. Wow, and just as I said, you don't see Starmie and Koi on the same team. Here's Starmie and Koi on the same team as Marowak. Yeah, so that would suggest that this is a boom. He can essentially set off an explosion here if he wants, but yeah, you know, I think that the hell yeah, now he says hell no. Lays the spikes. Does of course the burn is rather tragic because then he can't explode, but he's still in a fairly decent spot here. He can take another one, he can claim another one, and now it looks like there's going to be Marowak on Marowak. That sounds exciting. He goes to Zap, hoping perhaps to get an Empower. He gets the Empower, so he's going to sack the Zapdos to a +2. And interesting, I guess, because in a way the Zapdos might not be doing much against the likes of Sleep Talk, Lax, Tyranitar, and Marowak. So yeah, the chip was pretty useful. Now it looks like it's going to be a 1v1 against two Sleep Talk Laxes, non-curse variants. Of course, the one with double edge is favored, but Gorgie also has to watch out for chipping his own Snorlax too much through recoil, which could actually make Finch's life easier. And of course, there's paralysis. So this is very interesting. Maybe Finch can find an opportunity to bring his own Lax. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Of course, Finch wants to keep the Starmie in the back to take care of the remaining two rock and ground types. So we have a slightly more successful sleep roll here. A crit from Gorgie's end can be very brutal. So now he can start the offense. Takes about 36, takes between 35 and 40%. Ooh, the burn. Okay, yeah, that's actually an excellent opportunity to bring Marowak in as long as it doesn't get burned as well. And now he can kind of just... Oh! Okay, well now there's an opportunity for him to click Swords Dance. I think that was a roll, otherwise I'm pretty sure Finch would have clicked Misty. But now he just wants to get his chip, he wants to take advantage of a sleep roll here, but unfortunately he gets crit. Jesus Christ. Okay, now he's going to need something really crazy to happen. He's going to have to win a speed tie. And he wins the speed tie. Good shit. So, this can be a little tricky. Losing the Lax be a bit problematic. He wants to at least bring the T-Tar down to a little bit more than, a little bit less than like 70. So as to, oh no, we're starting. Making it run out of rock slides is also a good idea, but I don't know, it depends. Because with the spikes up, Marowak can't actually come in on this Snorlax. At least not for another 12 body slams. Flamethrower T-Tar. Okay, I think that this, yeah, so Gorgie forfeits here. Moving on to game 2. This may last longer. So we have lead Nidoking, lead Lax this time. So could be Thief. Let's see what happens. He goes for the early Lovely Kiss, probably expecting that Gorgie isn't going to bring for a second time. Lead Sleep Talk Lax. Does he make the correct assumption? We're not sure. Brings in the Cloy, as Gorgie brings in his Fortress this time, so no fun business. He wants to have his spikes up as early as possible. Poisons and Executor, really helpful. And here he goes to Nido. yeah, predicting the T-Tar switch in. It looks like the team is the same. King manages to thief, whereas Finch's team has changed, and he steals leftovers from Zapdos. I mean, thus far the team looks the same. We'll see. So, if that is still a Sleep Talk Snorlax, then we could probably expect something similar to Marowak in the back again. Only issue with this team being that it could be weak to a channel, so we'll see. So Curse, Miltank is a good response to Curse Snorlax, although not always the most reliable because, well, as you can see here, it's paralyzed, a full para, and it's dead. No. Okay. So, you know, Miltank lives another day. The full para is here. What's Chloe gonna do? Ooh. Clamp Cloyster, that's cool. So this Zapdos is forced to attack. Gorgie goes for the hidden powers instead of the Thunder. There's a 50-50 situation here. Interesting in any case. So now Fori comes in, looking like Gorgie doesn't want to immediately sacrifice Tyranitar, and Miltank doesn't look like it's in the position to come in now. And that's one of the major issues with Miltank, is that it's a pseudo check in my opinion. It doesn't really stay in. It can't come in very successfully. Look at how much damage that dealt. If it full paras here, it's dead. Didn't full para, so. And it still has to, you know, like recover HP. So here the play might be to click Growl exactly. But instead of expecting a rest Snorlax, we see a self-destruct Lax. So very interesting here. And we have Quaggy in the back, so a belly drum user. The idea is pretty similar to last game, but not entirely. So the idea here is to spread paralysis with Zapdos' Thunders and perhaps something else. Okay, so Eggy is healthy, and this is going to be Finch's main answer to Quagsire. Luckily, he's packing Giga Drain, so okay, I feel like he could have just set off an explosion there, but, you know. So Cloyster probably, I think that it survives Quaggy, but Finch goes for the boom. I don't know. I'm talking about Hidden Power Rock, of course. Now, the 1v1, Nidoking versus Zapdos, goes for a Lovely Kiss, interesting play. Yeah, so that also seems like a pretty solid play here. He goes for the Zapdos, so he's going to be forced to click Thunder. Hidden Power Ice is a roll. And here he has a free move. Free. It's not entirely free.
Love it. All right.
Ooh, okay. Wowee, that's weird. I mean, not like weird as in unlikely, but I guess Finch is out of answers and he was forced to boom on the Snorlax. And he took advantage of the sleep turn there to set up 2 Sludge Bombs, but it doesn't look like he's gonna. Now he needs some pretty good luck here. He needs something to happen, maybe a crit. He's gonna need to crit with Zapdos or make the Snorlax full para. He's gonna need a lot of luck for this. But we'll see if Lady Luck is on his side, you know? And there's the crit. Right on the perfect turn in which Gorgie decides... Wait, was that... No, it wasn't... Yeah, it's the turn he decides not to click Sleep Talk. So yeah, that's one of the risks of having Snorlax in on Zapdos. It's not entirely free. It's not a 100% counter. Okay, so Finch wins game two. A little bit unfortunate on Gorgie's end, but it was still a nice game, and I think that they were pretty respectful of one another. So, yeah, um, pretty solid showcase of how a typical Gen 2 game goes. GG's. I look.